it's as if you redid your family
and
room.
took away the beer gardens.
Yeah.
Which was the best part.
They can probably, me eyeballing it, they'll say they can add 3,000 seats. To me, it looks like they have all these dead areas they could easily add 1,000 seats to.
Yeah.
And then when you have the suites, I mean, has anyone ever here been in a suite? Whether you have 30 people in a suite or 50 people in a suite.
No, I haven't been in the suite.
Haven't been
At Nassau Coliseum?
Any suite.
Oh, I've actually been in the suites at Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how many people there. You can put 30. The food's great.
Oh, you can
when Richie hangs up, I'll tell you an interesting story about my experience at Nassau Coliseum Suites.
Okay. All right.
But
all right, that's something to look forward to.
No, it's actually quite funny.
Oh, as funny as not. In other words,
it's a Mark type of story.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course. We thought we was going to get a surprise.
No.
We didn't add. Now, I guess because you don't top going to see Shelter Island summer baseball.
Yeah.
But Mark will also go to Newark, Delaware. Who played in Newark, Delaware?
The Delaware 87ers.
The Delaware 87ers.
And the Long Island Nets.
87ers.
87ers.
Yes.
Wow.
Can I ask you a question?
Is that because they became a state in 1787? I think so. That's why. Yeah. Okay.
I asked you that question last week about the Lizards. They still play at Hofstra.
Yeah, the Lizards do still play at Hofstra.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Anyway, before I go, what are we going to do with Carmelo Anthony? We're going to trade him.
He's got to be traded.
Or what are we going to do with
him? He's going to go to Cleveland.
You think so?
Yeah,
that's just the smartest thing.
Paul George is now officially going to go to the Lakers. Jimmy Butler is gone now, so it's just that's the only really other option he has is to get Carmelo.
Gordon Hayward.
You know what? If I was Carmelo Anthony,
going to Boston.
I wouldn't do anything.
I would
let the Knicks buy my contract out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's too much. How much time does he have left? Is it the final year?
No. He has two. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It is the final year.
Because I don't think it's come down to a pride issue between Phil Jackson and Carmelo Anthony, and he's got to pay him the money. And I don't think he's willing to pay the full freight now and watch Carmelo go and pick where he wants to go. Because wherever Carmelo goes, he's going to handpick a great situation, and people are going to recruit him and woo him and all that. So
I got one for you. Jackson's contract's up in 2 years. Did we negotiate his contract?
Who's that, Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
Well, they just re-upped it like a month ago or 2 months ago.
2 years left to go.
2 year option.
You think they'll re-sign him after this? In 2 years?
Oh, my God.
I know,
Not
right?
we.
I will point out that as a way of counter-programming the NBA draft tonight, James Dolan and his band are playing somewhere tonight. Now, his name of his band is?
James Dolan Band?
Yeah. You know what it is, right? It's Jimmy and the Shore something like that.
So he actually plays?
He's a guitarist, yeah. But because he owns Madison Square Garden, he'll get guys from the Eagles to play with him. He'll get like big John Mayer. He'll get big stars because they want to play Madison Square Garden.
I really don't like that guy.
Nobody likes that guy.
No one likes Dolan. I've never met a Dolan fan.
I want to catch him with his bodyguards.
Charles Oakley, apart from like maybe one or two guys, would have all these character witnesses like, hey, he wanted to hit him. I'm fine with that.
I was on a train. The woman showed me pictures of the Dolan's house. She was one of the babysitters for the Dolans. She said that place was a pigsty.
Well, the Dolans lived next door to the Wongs, which was always funny. You had the Wongs and the Dolans living next door to each other.
Oh, my God.
Chris, I have friends who work security for him, for Mr. Dolan. He said he's not a very nice guy at all.
He was born on third base thinking he hit a triple. I mean, that's what it was.
He's not such a nice guy.
He's really just getting out of the batter's box and going out for a flyout.
Unbelievable, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know what they can do with Carmelo Anthony, trade him or what. Maybe, who knows what's going to, you know what? People are getting disgusted. They really are.
There's, James Dolan gets his, particularly in basketball, he gets the apple of his eye. Phil Jackson now, Isaiah Thomas before. Isaiah Thomas was sexually harassing women and costing them millions of dollars, and still Jim Dolan's like, I'd bring him back. Yeah, come on back. I'd bring him back. What could go wrong? So obviously he's tone deaf. Like nothing bothers the guy. So I can clearly see him. He gets an object of his affection. Right now it's Phil Jackson, and Phil Jackson can do no wrong. And Phil Jackson's like, you know what, Carmelo, screw you. I'm not. You'll get nothing like it. He's getting $20 million, but
unbelievable, right?
You won't be happy. You won't be happy here. Okay.
Nobody's happy. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Nobody's happy. All right, I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Richie.
All right, take care.
Okay.
Bye.
There goes Richie from Shirley. So do we let Mark Tokowski tell his sweet story here? That's SUITE. Let's hope it's a sweet, SWEET, sweet story.
So basically what happens is, and we do have a phone line open, by the way, 516-572-7440. So basically, at the time...
That was radio professionalism at its finest. Very good.
And so basically what happens is, this is about 2015. The last year at the Coliseum. What was the last year? 2015?
Yeah, I believe so.
April.
It's about I want to say March or February of 2015, right? And I'm
riveted so far.
I was working for Amendola Fence at the time, right? And we were looking to purchase corporate tickets, right? So who did they send? I was obviously the one that initiated, so we want to get corporate seats or whatever like that. And so who did they send me down to Nassau Coliseum? And this is I'm getting paid to go here too, so I'm dressed in a suit and a tie. There's nobody there. I'm there by myself. It's a regular day in the afternoon, whatever. And they introduced me. They're like, hello, welcome. We're glad to meet you, whatever, like this. But wait one moment. We got to wait for Mike to come first to show you the tour. I said, Mike, who's Mike? And letting you know, it's Mike Bossy.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Show me a tour of Nassau Coliseum.
The heavy hitters.
He takes me up to the suite, and he goes, if you guys really want this, I got to ask permission from my owner for this. This is his suite. So he says, this is Mr. Wong's suite. And so basically what we were trying to do is that we weren't going to buy it, but we were going to say, can we try it out first? So that we get a tryout game.
Right.
And pretend that like we were going to get a game free, and it's like, sorry, like, but it was like 2 months left in the season.
Wow. Well, Amendola is a big Long Island company, so it made sense that they would have said, well, you're not a fly-by, it wasn't a fly-by-night company, so pretty good. I don't know what this is about Mike Bossy, though, that he's available to do personal tours for at the time, what were you, 23?
22.
That build-up was crazy. I thought you were going to go on a whole...
But nobody's...
And then he got a bad case of shellfish.
Nobody's in the place, right? It's just me, him, and some other woman.
See, this is where you
looking at the whole.
Oh wow!
The triangle.
So now you're going a whole other different way.
You run in the Triangle Offense,
and then you would have thought he remembered me because
wait. So I thought Hockey Hall of Famer Mike Bossy might remember
because this is probably the most awkward thing I've ever done in my life, and I'm a pretty awkward guy.
Wait a second, we'll be the judge of that.
And so I go up to him next season and say, "Hey, Mike, you remember me?" He says, "No, you look kind of familiar." Yeah,
you guys met thousands of people in it.
But to do a interview, to have a suite tour of a young kid trying to buy a suite.
Did he show you? Did he point to his number hanging in the rafters? That would be what I would do. You see that 22 up there? That's me.
Well, It's even better. When I was 18 years old, right, I was told a Nets salesman representative interested in buying season tickets at the Prudential Center, right? So I take myself and two friends, right? We go to the Prudential Center in the middle of an afternoon, and there's nobody there. And the guy lets me go down to the floor by myself, and so my friend takes a picture of me laying on the floor when there's nothing there.
Oh wow! Well, if you go to Yankee Stadium suites, the numbers, they're all numbered, and they list every Yankee to wear that number. So like number 9, number 47, whatever it is, you'll see every, and then for certain numbers, they'll call it that suite of certain guys, and they'll be bigger. Like 5 for DiMaggio was a huge suite, 7 for Mantle's a huge suite, and then they'll have lesser guys like the 86 suite. What is that's not necessarily a big suite, but then there's some players where you're like, they'll pick a different guy that wore that number, and you're like, he was actually better than the guy that's named after for that suite. So okay, why they? But I'm trying to think, like a Gerald Williams suite. It wasn't Gerald Williams.
Is there 2 number 8 suites?
No, there are. There are, because that's the joke. There's 2 8s retired, Bill Dickey and Yogi Berra. But I had it explained to me on the side. They couldn't say it out loud, but it's because, like Mike Bossy, these retired players, retired greats, get paid money from the team, special advisors, whatever they are, and that's part of their job, that they're meet and greeters, and they'll go and give tours.
Ambassador.
And so, yeah, they're ambassadors, basically, and that's what they do, and they go out and do that. And they get paid $1 million. Some of them, like Reggie Jackson, gets paid $1 million for that. So,
and go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Mine's going to be 44 suite.
Mine's going to be off topic. So go ahead.
The Mets won't even bring back Mookie Wilson to do that.
Oh, I know. They fired Tim Tuffle. Well, the Mets made Mookie Wilson wear number 51 when he was a coach there. When Mookie Wilson will always be number 1, they made him wear 51. But that's what they do. 516-572-7440, and someone did just that. Hello, caller on Sports Talk.
Hello, Chris and panel. How are you?
There has been a Dave sighting. Dave, we have found Dave.
APB?
We can turn off the APB.
I've always been here. What can I tell you?
The Amber Alert, the what is it? The Silver Alert is off for Dave.
Oh, the Silver Alert. That's right. I'm over 60. Thank you. Yeah, the Viagra Alert.
Cialis,
which would be the Blue Alert.
Yeah, exactly. Oh boy. Let me tell you, I take abuse from you guys.
out of shape.
You should see the abuse that Dasa gets. Dasa gets it bad. But we have two newbies here, two youngins here. Please meet Adam and Cameron.
I heard we had a Giant fan. Giant Yankee fan.
Yeah.
Dismiss these other guys. Forget it. I'm only kidding. So, no, gentlemen, I've sat there before you. That's I was going to say before you, but make the best of it. Have a good time. As I've said to you before, Kenny, who used to be on the Tuesday show, he's actually doing duck games now. So, I mean, it's a slow process. But,
he's doing it for RHU, right?
But they're only on radio 3 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he actually Wednesday. Not this one, but the previous.
And all the duck games start at like 6:30, right?
35.
6:35. Oh, there you go.
Before this year, you never went to a Ducks game before.
No,
right?
this year I've been to a couple.
Hey, like I said, it's. But again, if you want to stay in this business, lose the accent, guys. You can't talk like New Yorkers.
Forget about it.
Oh, come on. Hey. You're starting to sound like Susan Wallman.
You talking to me?
Yeah. I want to hear Susan and John. Only kidding. I'm going to tell you.
Well, that's the thing.
It is a rather interesting fact, though, in baseball, with the bullpens being what they are. You know, all the smart managers have said we need 8, 9 guys in the bullpen. You get a guy tossed out of the game or leaves with an injury, you got nothing left on the bench. Especially in the National League, because you got no pinch hitters.
Well, they're talking about it requires next time they reopen the collective bargaining agreement. They're talking about doing the roster at 26 rather than 25, which would be good. I think that'd be good. Then they'll go and fix the rosters in September rather than you allowing to have 30, 31, 32 and having an unfair advantage to come playoff push time. They'll make it like 25 to 28. You can go up to 28 basically. For that,
I think the perfect example would be to have 30, but the manager has to an hour before game time give you a roster with 25 guys on it. I mean, 5
NBA
guys
does that. There's 15 man roster, but 2 guys don't draft.
Well, hockey does that. You have the clean scratches, right? The healthy scratches.
Healthy scratches, yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, this way, maybe the guy that's been playing AAA his whole life, that never got a sniff or a AA, comes up. And, today's not your day. Maybe tomorrow, you're good against lefties, or we need a defensive right fielder, or whatever.
They are talking about taxi squads doing that as well, because sometimes you have a pitcher gets schmotzed early on in the game, and they have to bring in a long reliever, goes 7. Like the other day, Montero had to be used, so which meant Tyler Pill was a spot starter for the Mets last night. So I love Tyler Pill. Okay.
Pill versus Hill.
It was Pill.
Pill versus Hill.
Ex-Long Island Duck, Rich Hill, by the way.
He pitched well. I mean, the one time I put it on, bases loaded, nobody out. He actually pitched effectively. It wasn't like the Mets were.
He's got a great curveball.
Yeah, he knew how to tie the batters up inside, and then all of a sudden open it up a little bit. And it is amazing. Kershaw's given up 17 home runs. That's what he gave up all the last year. Yeah, and you look at the guys that are pounding the ball. I mean, again, baseball realized that they needed to open it up. But the game is so boring. There is so much time in between pitches, and it's just I don't know what they're going to do. Why would you wait for a walk when you know the ball is wound tight, and you could actually drive the ball into the gap or hit a home run?
Yeah, this year the ball is flying, and no one's talking about steroids or PEDs. They're talking exit velocity, right?
There's Aaron Judge.
That's the thing. Who are your leading home run hitters in both leagues?
They're both rookies.
Yeah.
All rise?
Yeah. You got Aaron Judge and Cody Bellinger.
I had a discussion with somebody that Aaron Judge's last at bat, everyone will stand for the Judge. Because I don't know why they're not doing it now. So if they're not doing it now, they got to hold off.
Cody Bellinger is the son of ex-utility man Clay Bellinger, who was a punch and Judy hitter. I mean, he wasn't any kind of hitter. And I guess people look at that, and a lot of teams, like Seager, the shortstop, the Mets took Cassini ahead of him at shortstop. He's great, Gavin. And then Bellinger they picked other guys ahead of him. So
Schwarber got sent down.
I want to talk about him right after the break. Let me do the on-hour here. Be right. Hold on, Dave, and let's.
Hold on to what?
Your hat, and let's do this.
The voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC. WHPC HD Garden City.